or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, cause this is where it's at.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ali with DA here, and we are here with This Is It Media. You know what I'm saying? Another review of House of Dragons. You saw the name, you saw the thumbnail, you clicked the link. You know what it is. We're gonna hop right into this House of Dragons. Ooh, I'm ready. It was a giddy. At least for me, it was. Fuck it. I'll jump over to Phenom 202. How you feel, man?
Phenom 202, DDA representative. Yo, man. Episode was great, but I do have a big issue. We'll get to it.
The hater's back. Hater.
Always.
Whether have proudly.
I don't know what Phenom's talking about, but I love the episode. I mean, look, I think Game of Thrones, well, I can't say Game of Thrones, I'm sorry. House of Dragons is doing exactly what it needs to do. It's laying the groundwork and the foundation, and I thought this episode just continually carried the series exactly and gave me what I wanted, man. The only thing I'm wanting is what in the hell is that shit on the king's thumb and back? They ain't talked about that yet.
Oh, we are stop. We know what that is, yo.
It's monkeypox.
I don't know. Gonorrhea.
It's that goddamn chair, yo.
Yeah.
Well, the chair cut him, but he keeps getting that dead skin from something. But, anyway, let's get to this episode, man. It was fire, like them dragons.
Yes, definitely. So, shout out to the episode. You know what I'm saying? Basically, a lot's happened. I will say this season is flying by. As far as not so much season, we don't know episode 3. I'm talking about the show itself. So, from the first episode to the second episode, I believe it was like a 6-month time jump.
6 months. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So from episode 2 to episode 3, it's been a 3-year time jump. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So we come back into the kingdom. My boy, the king, Viserys.
What is his name? Viserys? I don't know. Viserys?
It's Viserys. Yeah, I just be fucking around. But Viserys, he done got his little young girl pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Two times champ. So she's had a little boy already, and the show's basically jumping off at his second birthday. You know what I'm saying? They're having his second name day, having a party, let's celebrate, and usually, or I guess from what gathered throughout the episode, the second name day is when you pretty much name him as a heir.
As the heir to the throne.
Heir. Yeah, heir to the throne. Where you put the stamp on it, you make it official. Like boom, everybody knows it, but that's when you make it official. So we got that going on. We also know my man the Corlys out there with Daemon, still battling the Crab King, the Crab King.
So we found out they went to war. Daemon put that battery in his back.
Yeah. At the last meeting. So Crab Feeder, they still doing battle, but I was surprised when it's 3 years, it's still going on, and the banks of it, they're not doing too well out there. You know what I mean? It's like they up, but they're not up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's wasting a lot of resources just to
it's like
keep it at a standstill.
And it's 3. This has been going on a long time, a lot longer than they probably had thought, because everybody knows the House of Targaryen is supposed to be powerful. They got the dragons. They think they're going to be a clean slate. Just wipe this on out, but it's not really the case, man. I mean, this is like I don't know what to call it, man. It's like a bad cold, man. It just won't go away, yo. It's like a bad cough or something, that constant phlegm in the chest. It just can't get rid of it, So that's what them crab feeders are like, yo, for real.
But you got to look at it this way. Viserys isn't throwing all the resources at the war neither. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that's true.
The battle would have been over if the whole, wrath of the army was behind him. But he's like, nah, this Daemon shit, yo.
Yeah, basically, it's like, all right, you want to start that shit? You handle that shit, basically. But
that was true.
It is just surprising, just because they got the dragons, yo. Anything you think you got the dragons, it's gonna be But they doing their thing, so. It's kind of funny though, like everything that happened in the previous episode, episode 2, all the issues, even though it's 3 years later, it's basically all the same issues. We still got the Crab Feeder, we still got Rhaenyra upset at her pops because he poking her friend. Well, I guess she's not even her
I
friend
know.
anymore.
Yeah,
That's stepmom.
Her stepmom.
Yeah, her stepmom is now the queen, which she has to answer to. It's crazy.
And there's still a mystery about who's going to be the heir to the throne. So like a lot of it's still like nothing's really got resolved in these 3 years. So
in these 3 years,
as I was saying before, it's the second name day. They're having a party. Everybody's getting together, paying tribute and what have you. And this is basically like a meeting of the houses. Like at least all the powerful houses. A lot of them are out there. I guess to celebrate this day, they go on a hunt. If you want to call it that,
I don't know what that was.
That's how rich people hunt.
That was not a hunt, yo, for real.
I know
what that was.
That's giving her updates too. Just like, we tracking it. We got.
White Heart.
We're close to it. Yeah, the White Heart. So it's like we're close to it. We're this and that. Like, this motherfucker ain't even going out. Like every time this chap said they're close, I was thinking he was gonna jump on the horse and ride out. Yeah, he's like, yeah, just let me know. We good. They still in the hall partying,
That was funny, man.
I mean,
it's crazy how they do that shit, yo. Like they got all the peasants and the foot soldiers and everybody just holding them. Just doing all the work, and then one person come in and the king gets all the glory for that shit, yo.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. And we know what happened at the end. I mean, it was an anticlimactic kill, to say the least,
Yes, for sure. So, I mean, basically everybody, really, this is people getting together to see what's going to go down. Like, honestly, it's more of almost like a retreat, per se, for all the politicians and whoever, and we don't get together, we don't discuss some things. It's like when they get together to pick who's really gonna be the next president. You know what I'm saying? It's like when the 1% get together, be like, Congress don't think they got something going on. We just don't get together. We don't decide who we don't back and get in this office, and that's kind of what this is. So, there's a lot of push and pull. I guess I'm not even gonna jump around. I mean.
This is the first time that I even remember ever hearing the word Lannisters come up in this series so far. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, the Lannisters is now coming to it because everybody knows the whole situation with the Iron Throne. It's the Lannisters, I think the Baratheons, the Starks, the Targaryens, all these different people trying to fight for the Iron Throne eventually, years later. But this is the first time we hear the Lannisters come into it. So now it's this particular situation where they're trying to combine houses together to make them even more powerful. And now the Lannisters are in there and he's trying to wed off his daughter, and she ain't for it, which I can understand that though,
That's what it is, they're selling off these kids.
Yeah. The funny thing is, you're right, because it's Jason Lannister. He has a twin brother. So it's two Lannisters. Tyler and Jason. Yeah. So Jason tried to push up on Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra, he's like, yeah, I'm a Lannister. He's like, I know you got all these lines on you. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But still cocky as ever, yo.
As always, yeah.
Like the Lannisters, that must be in their bloodline, just to be arrogant.
It really must be. Yeah. I forgot the Lannisters are the lions. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Castle Rock.
Castle Rock.
Is it streaming okay, man? I got a message that it ain't streaming.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
All right, man. Forget your YouTube. No, I'll show you my joint. It's got a yellow error, like that's why I was like, oh, is the streaming?
No, it's good to me.
All right, that's what's up. So basically, let's get into it. I mean, he talked about the Lannister. That was Jason Lannister. Like Jason. His as Phenom said, his twin brother Tyland's on the council already. He started making his little pitch at Rhaenyra, like, Castle Rock has the tallest towers. He was like thrice that of King's Landing and taller than the Wall. Plus, we have the best hunting grounds. We have the best warthogs and whatever. And we got a dragon pit. She was like, why you tell me you got a dragon pit? He was like,
you ain't got no dragons, yo.
Anything for my queen or my wife. Right. Like, what, you ain't part of, you didn't know the plan? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so he was getting like real creepy close to on her back, for a minute there. I was like, he had his drink up on her neck, like, Oh, whispering in the back of her ear and whatnot. I was like, damn.
Like the dude at the club, like, yo, shorty, I got the shit outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was like, yo, but I guess he thought she knew the plan, but she did not know the plan, and she was not happy with that shit. Though.
Yeah,
I mean, we know what she like, and it ain't him.
No,
you know what I'm saying.
So,
oh yeah, she like the night,
Kristen Cole.
Yeah, they gonna hook up, yo.
Cole, yeah, definitely. I think for sure that's when he said she can choose. I think that's where it's gonna come down to. She's gonna choose him, but it's gonna call even more of an uproar, and that might set all types of shit in motion. Another, I'm just gonna go through all her choices. Another choice, my boy Otto. You know what I'm saying? Great value, Littlefinger, aka middle finger with Otto.
Yes.
This nigga came. Well, I'm sorry. I should cut that. I don't have to bleep that out. But this dude came out with some old. I had just that's the only thing I could think of when he said this shit was like. I was like, this nigga here. He said, yo, you know who you could do? Aegon. For those who don't know, Aegon is the 2-year-old birthday party.
Yes.
Dog.
Even the king had like. He's just turned 2. Like, even the king paused for a second.
But it's crazy. One of the pause like, no, motherfucker, that's his brother. No, it was just he just turned 2. Like, yo, I didn't need the brother part. This motherfucking
your 2-year-old brother, yo. You gotta groom your 2-year-old brother. That's what he really want him to do. Yo. It's my god, yo. It's
crazy.
Like medieval times.
He is the new
crazy,
Littlefinger, for real.
But I guess
that's his name on this show. His name is Middlefinger. That's what we just gonna call him, yo. Middlefinger.
But I guess he's just trying to get his hands like he already got his daughter in there, so he's like, if I can get my son, like if he's going to be the heir, like I mean, we can have him marry the daughter, like he'll still be the heir, like he doing anything he can to get his family in power, yo, anything.
Yeah, I mean he's the right hand, or I guess the hand of the crown right now.
Yeah,
so
the hand of the crown,
he good, like he is right there, and. The king thought about, well, I wouldn't say he thought about it, but he didn't ask the right questions. Like you said, he didn't say that's the brother. He just was like, he's just 2, so you never know, man. The way this show speeds up, it went from 6 months to 2 to 3 years. Yo, it could be 6 years by the next show. It may be a different answer then.
Yeah.
And normally it's the other way around. They don't marry, the women don't marry down, they marry up at teenage years. I guess the older you get, the less choices you have.
I guess. I mean, it's hard to say.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. He's like, yo, time is flying. Even if you want to be the queen, like I ain't said you're not gonna be like. Honestly, he's been telling her. I will give it to him. He's been telling everybody she's still the heir. But at the same time, it's pressure. It's pressure. Like you can't. You ain't gonna be like a single female just on the throne. Like it's already. I'm speaking in terms of Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Not real life. But it's already bad enough that there's a woman on the throne, but you don't be a woman on the throne with like no man.
No heirs.
Because if anything, I'm thinking, or I'm sure the people are thinking, like, okay, yeah, she's the queen or what have you, but the husband's the one making the decision. You know what I mean? They don't be thinking that type of shit. Like you gotta have a man. They want a man up there. Like,
and that's why the daughter doesn't like what he's doing, because she's like, you're making me an heir only for the sake of making it look good for the throne. Like you really don't trust me with it. You want me to marry somebody, so ultimately he could be the one making the decisions. Like, so she understands what he's doing. Like he even though I do give him credit, he hasn't said that she's not going to get the throne, but the way he goes about it, he's putting pressure on her with a lot of other things, like get married so you can have kids and do all this other stuff. Because really he feels that pressure that there needs to be a male on the throne. And of course, everybody else feels the same way, because everybody else already expected him that he's going to name Aegon, the kid, the throne, Aegon or Aegon or whatever his name. So,
Aegon.
Yeah.
But she knows how the game goes, because the only reason she's the heir is because Daemon's crazy. Nobody wanted Daemon to be the heir.
Absolutely.
Because Daemon said some reckless shit at her little brother's funeral.
Yep.
Or after the funeral.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't like the dad was like, I believe you, I trust you. No, he did it out of spite, and she knows it.
Yeah.
And then you gonna poke my best friend, make her my stepmama, and give me some kids. And then you gonna pawn me off. I hate spoiled brat teenagers on shows. I think every show has it. But I'm with her on this show. I'm with her all the way.
It's really.
I wanted to hate her so bad. Like, yo, she was sport. Nah, there's some F shit going around, and her dad is the king of it, yo.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
For real. And the last choice that was brought up for her, which is honestly, I think is going to be the one. I'm gonna go with my whole. We're not book readers. First off, I should say that, yo. I should probably leave with that. We're not book readers on this show. We only watch the show. Some of us read the first book back in the day, only through book one, but we're not book readers. We don't know all the stories and this and that. Or, you know what I'm saying? So the last choice was from the House of Valerian, my boy Corlys' oldest son, his older son, his older son, I guess his name was Laron. And he was in the last episode. He was like a little kid, but now he's done grown up. This motherfucker flying dragons and shit now. Like, he like out here on the battlefield. And they were saying that would be a good, just basically to make up for you not marrying the little girl.
Crazy, yo.
Shout out to like Ohio, where you can fuck them at 16. I don't know, all them red states. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll get us canceled. I shouldn't have said that. But fucking all them red states, you fuck them like at 14, get married at 16, all that shit, all that grooming. They all the grooming's going on in the red states, just so you know. But either way, my bad, yo.
You gonna get us canceled.
Hold on, cancels real quick. You still have Hollywood doing some shit like that too.
So. Yeah, Hollywood too. Yeah, there
we go. So we can't.
So either way, he's bringing like to make that up. I think that's who she's gonna get promised to get married to. I don't know if they'll get married. That. It's Game of Thrones. I don't know if they don't actually make it to the wedding.
Right.
Or I think it's either this. I think it's either that or Cole. She's gonna be like, I'm marrying Cole. If she says she's marrying Cole, he definitely ain't making it to the wedding. You already know.
Oh yeah.
It's the movie like
smoke in the city.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna make it. Yeah.
Yeah. What she'd be like, I'm pregnant or some shit. Like they all dying.
Yeah, you're right. If it's well, I guess his name is Cole. I can't pronounce his name, but let's say it's Cole. Yeah, he's not. The wedding's not going to happen. It's going to be right up until the moment where she's on the throne and she's waiting for him to come down, and he's not coming. And there's all of a sudden she's going to find out that he got murdered out at somewhere or drank some potion. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I mean. This is what I love about Game of Thrones. And that's why I love this one so much, because even though it's the House of Dragons, it's the Game of Thrones within the House of Targaryen.
Yeah, you gotta love that's what it is. Yeah, it's like it's on a micro. It's not on the macro. Like, even though we get talks of all the seven kingdoms and stuff, and of course I love like having that expanded universe, but I really don't mind having a series where it's, you know what I'm saying, let's hone in on something. Because, as you said, it's still Game of Thrones, even within the houses.
Within the houses, exactly.
Who's going to step up? Because I want to be the leader. Because once you go there, your next step is this. You know what I mean? Like, right now, like, all the houses, like the Senate, we all trying to be senators so we can go to the president. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's real talk, man. And that's what I really love about this. And I think they're doing an excellent job doing that, laying the groundwork of all the different people within the house. And everybody's fighting for that throne. And everybody has every reason to want to be on the throne. And that's what I like about it too. Like, their motivations are clear and they're going with those motivations. Like, Daemon clearly feels he should be on the throne because he's brother. And she feels that she should be on. Yeah. And she feels that she should be on the throne because she's the daughter. And the Aegon definitely should be on the throne because he's the son. Everybody has legit reasons for being on the throne.
And even with Corlys, because Corlys put the battle in Daemon's back. Even though he's not trying to be king, he's like, basically our family should be a part of it. I done married Rhaenys, the queen that never was.
I forgot about her. Yes,
you should. You were supposed to basically every time I hate just saying that shit after I seen that little girl. But basically, it's like, yo, you supposed to be right now. You supposed to be like married to my daughter and having us a part of the royal family. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
Like,
that's true.
So yeah, it's a whole lot of hands on trying to get to that shit, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, one thing I noticed too is like Viserys. He's a king that don't know how to king, yo. Just like what David said last episode.
Yeah,
that's a
like,
good
how
line.
You a king and don't know how to king, yo. And because he can't keep his cool, he yelled at his daughter in the spot about her like arguing. That's not what kings do.
About not wanting to marry anybody.
Not wanting to get married. You know what I'm saying? And he don't have any control. I think somebody said, well, shit. I mean, nobody controls their kids, yo. I mean, like that's how it is. You know what I mean? Not make a decision on the war, like helping his brother like end the war, because during the meeting or whatever, the festival, whatever they had, the ladies were over there talking like, yo, this shit been going on for too long, yo. What your dad doing, yo? You know what I'm saying?
The wives talking. You definitely don't want the wives talking. They get the yakking. Yeah. That's how most wars start off with that shit. Yakking.
Like, oh, I thought she was a man. You ain't no man? Okay.
Yeah, basically, exactly.
That's what's happening, yo.
Yeah.
But you're right. This iteration of Game of Thrones is great. I don't mind all the talking. I like all the background because it's filling in so many gaps that we didn't get in the first iteration of Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon is letting us know, is like you said, it's laying the foundation. Who's this person? Oh, I heard this name in the original series. This makes total sense. So I mean, I think it's so good, but we'll get to the part where I'm sticking in my car right now.
We'll keep it on positive note, and I definitely agree with you, Shaw. I mean, that's a good point, what you were saying as far as like laying the foundation. It's almost like the book for non-book readers. Like, since we're not book readers, like we get a lot of the background story, a lot of the tradition, a lot of the understanding why some of the people later on were acting the way they were acting. You know what I mean? So it's, like, they're definitely laying down the foundation. I mean, as far as the second born day, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, as far as like, I mean, because a lot of the talking, a lot of the drama is basically like, even Lannister, Jason went to the king. I mean, the king did kind of stop her like, yo, who the fuck said that she wasn't gonna be queen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, But I mean, it's just a lot of negotiation. It's a lot of moves behind the scenes. Like, even the dude I was talking to Otto, he was like, yo, yeah. So Aegon's about to be named heir. And Otto was like, I don't know. He was like, yo, ain't you the hand? He was like, you the hand, right? Motherfucker, make him name him the heir. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. So it's a lot of, it's going to be a lot of backroom shit.
Everybody's angling, yo.
Yeah.
Like House of Cards, Game of Thrones. That's basically what it is, yo.
Yeah. That's the good thing I always liked about Game of Thrones. I mean, to me, this series is capturing what made the original Game of Thrones so great. I mean, we won't talk about the last season of the Game of Thrones, but everything about the Game of Thrones made Game of Thrones so great was the talking, the politicking, the people conspiring, trying to figure out how they were going to get to the Iron Throne. Even Daenerys Targaryen, way out in, was trying to figure out how she was going to make her way to the Iron Throne. So I love that. And seeing this in this perspective is really good. It's really great. It's reassuring. There's not a whole lot of battles, but it's the battle within the house to get to the throne. And I love it. So keep going.
No, I like the part too when he was like, the king was sitting on getting drunk or whatever. Like that's part of a king not being a king. Like, you getting drunk. You don't have all your faculties, yo.
Unless you Robert Baratheon. I can't talk, Bert. What's
Robert Baratheon?
Yeah. My kind of king.
But the thing about it is, he was getting drunk on purpose and was looking for a good time. This dude was drinking away his sorrows. And it's funny, like the Lannister come with the little dagger, like, yo, do the kill with this, yo. I made it special for this. Kissing up to him. Then the other dude came to him. He's like, yo, I know you should marry somebody. He's like, oh, you want to marry your son? I ain't trying to. I mean, that's really bold of you to come in and offer your son. He's like, nah, not my son. Lenore or whatever the other dude is, the twin. So
no,
he
not
even
the twin, not Jason. That's Corlys.
No, the other. They're not twins. the other, like Corlys' youngest son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just like the angles to it, and then like even for him to argue with his daughter, she didn't want to go on the trip, and she bolts off into the forest. Now that shit right there, I'm mad at her over that.
You are okay.
I ain't mad. I mean, she's still a teenager. She's only 17. I think they said there's like 7 + 10 where they did some old funky math. A lot of shit just gets to 17. There was like a whole sentence to add up to 17. She's 3 years, a decade and 6 months. Like I was
like
doing
10
the math.
and 7. I was like,
yo, just say 17, motherfucker. Like, but
Yeah.
the only way, no, I agree with you, Phenom. It was definitely like some bratty shit, but at the same time, I just understand because it ain't like it's just some lady, your stepmom when they had a kid. It's your best.
It's your best friend.
Was your best friend?
Yeah.
Who they was a little close to. They had a little They had some moments where I was like, "What?" Like, it was
they like sisters, yo. They were really close.
Nah, I ain't talking about sisters.
You were thinking they was like doing that?
Like,
okay.
Go watch that when the first, second. It was definitely some. It was definitely some sister wives. They were sister wives.
Oh wow!
I got
it. It might have been sister.
Oh man! Okay.
Sizzling in the sizzling
back.
sizzling heat. Like there was a lot of sisters. But either way though, I'm just saying it's a hard situation. But and Shorty kind of she didn't flex on her, but she did flex on her in that scene you was talking about too though, with the
with the person that was playing the banjo.
She's like playing again. He was like,
God damn, he said again? He was like, again?
I got other shit.
She sailed away with her crew on a 3-hour tour. 3-hour tour.
Yeah. Yo, that was funny. She was trying to flex, but I think she knew the queen was there because he kind of stopped and she was like, "Oh, yeah,
she did." But then the queen was like, basically, like, "Yo, you got to go." Yeah. He was like, "The queen said I have to leave."
He ain't want no trouble.
Nah, he don't.
Yeah, baby, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the hierarchy now.
Exactly. I mean, she's got to answer to her best friend, who is the queen. It's crazy. But she tipping out in the woods. I didn't really mind that.
You already know how I feel about that shit, Corey. Because
I know
there was a show that we watched in the past, and somebody was roaming the forest with one dude guarding. She got kidnapped. You know what I'm saying?
What was that?
The Star Wars shit.
Oh, the Star Wars.
Obi-Wan.
When Leia got picked up in the woods. If you're famous and royalty and all that shit, you got to have people around you. And then with her just dipping in the like, you can't just do that, yo.
Well, the guy did follow her, though.
And this is a peacetime. You got to remember, this is peacetime. Like, everybody, besides the one shit with the crab
stuff. Yeah.
Everything's been at peace for years. And honestly, it was crazy because when you see them ride through, like, people were waving and shit. Like, the people were really, happy to see the king. It wasn't like on some old, I'm scared of the king. Like, this
that is very true. You got the Lannisters there, everybody there.
It's good times in the kingdom right now. You know what I mean? It's peace. Everybody's living lovely, except for Daemon and them.
Daemon and Corlys,
and except for Viserys' finger.
Yeah, his finger.
Finger's mad as shit.
And he got some shit on his ass too, yo. He got the same shit on his ass. I wonder if they put the maggots on his ass. See, I'd be scared to put it on my ass because it's on orbital day. I'm like, yo, you got the tapeworm tape up my asshole before you put all these damn maggots on me because
the only
crawl
thing,
up in me. Like,
super facts.
And I might be getting a little picky with this too, though. But since 3 years have passed by, I would have thought I would have seen more of a decline of him health-wise, the way he looked, I could really feel like, okay, this thing is really fucking him up, but everybody's trying to play like nothing's wrong with him. Even him, he's in denial with himself that nothing's going wrong. I would have liked for them to maybe notch up his health decline just a little bit more, whether he was hunched or something, because it was already on his finger and 3 years have passed by. That shit should be up his arm by now.
Yeah, you're right.
So it looked like his finger was gone.
It looked awfully. It looked weird. I tried to keep looking for it many times, but they were very good at keeping it hidden from the camera. Like you would see it come up, but not the whole finger. So they were really good at keeping that away from the camera. But her going into the woods, we all know what happened when she went to the woods. I mean, she got the camp that she was at got attacked by the boar. What did you guys thought about that, man? I mean, I thought the boar pretty much should have fucked her up when that boar was on top of her, yo. But it didn't happen. I mean, it's TV, you know. But
it's TV. That's TV because the motherfucker ran through Cole.
He did.
The nigga Cole was flying over there. He was like, he did the old cartoon shit. He was like, oh!
That was the CGI, yo.
Yeah. And then he got on top of her.
He laid there like he was knocked out. You know
that was like that Mortal Kombat move where they hit you with the uppercut and you go off the screen and you're like, and you land somewhere else. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. But I thought that was pretty cool.
But that's another reason why I hate when people just be wandering off like in anger. Like, there's people out there that can get you, or wild animals out there that can try to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was a lot, A lot.
But I think they did the same. I mean, of course we can. Like you said, it's retarded.
Yeah, let's go to it.
The boar got on top of her. Whatever, the boar, the warthog, whatever the fuck it was, the boar. I think it's just more so to show, like, all right, she's a badass. Like, that's just some.
I like that.
Because when she got on top, like, your boy stabbed it through the head. Like, basically was dead. It just made a sound. Once it made the sound, she was like, like. But that's how I would do too, so I'm not mad at her because I hate in the movies like the killer, like motherfucking Jason Voorhees, they throw him down steps. Like no, go stab his ass 1,000. He done killed all your friends. Like stab. Like I'm like I would go like beat this motherfucker to death. So like,
but like I say,
like, I don't care if the sword. I don't care if the sword went through the boy's head. She got on top of that motherfucker and started.
You made sure he was dead.
You know what I mean. But it just shows she was badass. So, I mean, she's
I
about her
like
business.
That, though.
So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's about her business. She's not afraid to get on top of dragon like anybody else. Even the way she rode the horse out of the camp, that showed that she knows how to handle that. I mean, she is not afraid to do what she needs to do. So she's definitely a badass.
Not gonna front, It was super fly when she came back with the blood on her, yo.
Oh God, that was.
Walked in there like
that's that scene. Yeah, I was like, all right,
like don't mess with her.
She saw the White Heart.
Yeah, the one that everybody else was tracking down.
Yeah, and she was like, yo, go ahead, yo, we good. Like game recognized game. You know what I mean? But
dog,
too bad.
I didn't know what that was. I'm like, all right, so when Viserys, they trapped the White Heart for Viserys. I'm like, why did they call it a White Heart? That shit is like brown. Didn't it look like a regular?
But I think it was a little bit lighter. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, the reason is the whole time they were telling Viserys that that's who they were tracking down.
Yeah.
But they captured another one that wasn't it. They just captured a regular big deer.
Maybe that's what it was.
That's what it was. That's why when he showed up, he had to look like, because it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I thought he didn't want to kill it.
But she saw the real White Heart.
She saw the real White Heart, yeah.
But they only caught the one, and they thought that it was like, we thought we was tracking the White Heart, but it was just this one.
Right. So that's when he heard the horns go off. He got kind of excited because he's like, okay, we're finally going to do this. And then he gets out there, and it's just a regular big ass deer. But he didn't really want to kill it because it wasn't what he was really supposed to kill. Yeah. But he did it anyway just because they had caught it. I think he was a little. Go ahead.
He was a little hesitant, but
he was
because he didn't want to kill it.
You think because he ain't used to killing?
That's what I thought, yo. The dude was like, hold on, you gotta get it right here.
You know what? I did. Right there. Got it. You're right. You're right.
He stabbed him one time. Dude was like, that shit ain't die. It was like in that back in Game of Thrones when dude died and they were shooting the arrows to try to light up his boat, like his
I know.
His body. They burned the body. Mm-hmm. He kept messing. Dude was like, man, fucking give it to me, man. Because he stabbed him over. That dude was like, nah, man, he's like, yo, you got to stab him to the left.
Yes, he did. He actually told him right there. I forgot about that. You're right. It's a peaceful time, so he's not used to fighting. So for him,
he's
that's right.
He's He's not
I don't know if
battle
he's ever
tested.
even been trained like Daemon. Like it don't look. I don't think he has. I mean, he probably went through the bullshit training they go through, but I don't think he's really went through training.
Yeah, because clearly he didn't know where to kill the animal. The guy had to tell him where to kill. Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
It's like he go through the training like, oh, King, you got me. I'm sorry. Oh, King, you stabbed me. You know what I'm saying? That type shit.
Yeah.
Right. This was an actual
damn,
kill that he had to do. Yeah.
Okay, good
point.
And that hunt, the quote unquote hunt, he came out there. They had this shit tied up. Like that shit was tied up by the antlers, by the legs. But I was like, yo, y'all call this hunting? Really? All he had to do was stab. I was like,
yeah.
And that's
how they do. And he gonna come back with that deer like the king killed a 20-pound deer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. And that's exactly That's exactly. We won't give him more than 20. I think deers probably be like 300, 200.
Yeah, they be like
200.
That dude's
they be like
big.
No, they be like 5, almost like 1,000 pounds. Yo.
Oh damn!
Like a moose, like what they could like a moose.
But that shit had them big old.
That shit was big too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it had all the antlers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way though, that was some of the worst kind of hunting I ever seen in my life. That's definitely some rich people hunting. Like,
it's horrible, yo. But that's the
and
thing, like.
Funny.
Well.
No, I was gonna say it was funny because in the beginning of the episode, I was like, oh, he about to really go hunting because when they was like,
me too.
They said, oh, it's near. They picked up the shit. They was like, yo, it's fresh, it's new. He picked it up. He was like, yeah, it's fresh. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And then they just went back to the shit. I thought he was gonna be like, yeah, let's go. Like we about to go out here and hunt. Like, for real. Like my boy shout out to Robert. And you know what I'm saying? They tried to blame
Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, they tried to blame it on the boy. The boy ain't get him though. The boy ain't don't take on my boy Robert. He a real hunter. But either way though, I thought he was about to hunt for real. He's like, yeah, it's fresh. 2 hours. Yeah. Let's go. This nigga got on the horse and went right back to the hall. It's like,
Well, the thing is that you can definitely tell the difference between him and his brother, because his brother definitely knows how to fight with a sword. Because night and day. What was up with that end scene? Yo, this whole battle at the end was like a twist. Look, it caught me off guard for one. I was like, okay, definitely he's acting like he's going to surrender, and everything is like done. So he goes out there, tell the crab guy, "Oh, go ahead."
I'll let you get to it. I'll let you get to it. Before we get to I don't say we'll push his hand. Basically, he's been out there for 3 years fighting this dude. He in the caves, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Viserys finally says, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna send him some help. Let's just end this shit. I'm trying to wrap everything up." He's like, "I'm trying to wrap up my shit with my daughter, and I'm trying to wrap up the shit with my brother. I'm gonna send you help." He gets the joint. He reads the letter. We can't pass this part. The nigga read the letter. He was like, ah! He just started whipping the messenger ass. He's like, yo, why you give me this bullshit? Like, yo, he did the thing that everybody who's ever been served with some divorce papers wanted to do that shit. They were like, don't kill the messenger. Nah, we don't kill the messenger and you.
That's where it come from. Don't shoot the messenger.
That's true.
And basically coming with hope. And that was put him over the edge. And it was funny because Corlys was already arguing with his brother out there. His brother was basically like, nah, this shit ain't working. Like, we need a new plan. Everybody's about to leave. Like, we down to this. We down. Our rations are low. You know what I mean? Every time we try to fight them, they run up into the caves. We can't get them out the caves. Like, what we gonna do? And again, Corlys stuck up for him again. He was like, yo, you might be blood, yo, but I ain't know how you bringing up no mutiny shit. Like, Corlys always sticks with Daemon, so that's one thing. But Daemon was like, yo, fuck it. Once you read that letter, next thing you know, and then you can go, Corey. Next thing you know,
All right, so he reads the letter, and I'm thinking he's got kind of a plan in his head, but I know how this Game of Thrones goes. He's got a trick up his sleeve. But anyway, he goes out there and basically waves the white flag, telling the crab guy, yo, it's all you. I give up, pulls his sword out, does a little handing of the sword. The guy sends his flunkies out there to grab the sword. As soon as one of the flunkies grab the sword, then dude pulls out the mini sword and goes ham on the dude real quick. And then all of a sudden, he done turned into a Flash and a super soldier, and this dude can outrun arrows.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong though. The scene was dope as shit though, but dude outran 1,000 arrows.
He did.
I can't.
But I love it though. But I think he was doing that because he wanted to show that the king, you're not the reason why this battle is going to be won. I think this was.
I mean, that's all it was. Once the king said he was going to come to help, it was drastic measure times. And he's like, yo, fuck it, I'd rather die than motherfucking.
Exactly.
You be the one that be like, yo, you say, like, nah, I won this shit. Like, that's what it's about to say. The shit's called Second Sons. Like, it's about Aegon's the second son. Even though king for a day, baby boy. So Aegon's the second son. Daemon's the second son. Corlys is the second son. I think he said. Like it's about the second. It's about the month, and it's about to make it work.
Yo, I loved it. Go ahead, Fino.
No, you're right. He was on some Jason Bourne shit or whatever he was, man. They were shooting at him, but they did get him when he got into the shelter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But all the thing I was thinking about when I seen the runner was like just hearing the arrows whistle by you. Yeah, that got me some crazy, scary shit.
Yeah, that would be scary shit.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, Corlys is all lives matter, yo. Back to blue, back to gold, yo. So he gonna always ride with Daemon, yo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just like the way he came in and helped him at the end, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So.
But this gets to the part.
Oh.
So go ahead, Ollie.
I was gonna say, the plan was crazy because honestly, I ain't to lie, y'all. I'm a sucker. I'm dumb as fuck. Because I know they just said what the plan was gonna be before Daemon got there. You know, like we need somebody to film. When Daemon was giving up, I was like, no, he ain't gonna give up. Nah. I was like, he ain't. Like, it's like some bullshit. But that's when she took out the sword. I was like, oh shit, maybe he is gonna give up. Not so much on some. I mean, just like in this shit. I was thinking maybe he's gonna do some shit to go against Viserys or some shit. Like, I'm 1,000. My brain's like, he about to boom go in there talk to this dude. Crab feeder been around, like he about to be the main villain. Like, he about to speed this shit up, and like it's gonna be some craziness. Once he took out the little went in Jason Bourne mode, Tom Cruise running Mission Impossible. Yes. Like that motherfucker. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy, and that's what I was like, yo, this man, Daemon has made every episode to me. Like honestly, every episode. He's been the highlight, man.
I got a question for you, Ollie. Who was flying the dragon at the beginning of the episode?
That was
very
Daemon.
Beginning. That was Daemon, right?
Daemon. Yeah.
So funny, when dude was getting knocked to the pipe. And he was like, "My prince is about to save me," and all that shit. And this dragon came and landed on the splat.
I forgot. Yeah, that shit was funny. He was like, "Come save me!" The dragon landed like flat.
Yeah.
But we never think about dragons landed like all that force. So basically, like dinosaurs.
That's what I was like. When they be fighting and the dragon comes through some flames, some shit. I'm like, yo, he got to be flaming a lot of your soldiers too.
There's a lot of collateral damage.
A lot of collateral damage. I was thinking that too.
A lot of it, yo. But yeah, Daemon, I loved it because even though my brain was thinking like, how the hell is he outrunning all these 1,000 arrows flying at him? It was still dope because it showed how much of a badass he is, that he was willing to be the only man running like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Killing everybody. I mean, he was slaying down everybody, yo. I mean, you gotta give it to him.
And how you say he's the only man? You jump right back in. But how you say he's the only man? Because when they were discussing the plan, there's like, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna be willing to die? Basically, like who's gonna give up their life to die? And like you said, he's the only. He's like that's how much you know. He was like, I'm not going out like this.
Yeah, that's how much he's like. I'm not doing this, yo. He was like, yo, the king ain't coming to save I'd rather die on the battlefield than have this king. I mean, that's really, you could tell he was willing to give it all up. He charged straight forward and didn't stop, yo. I mean, it was dope. Even when he was surrounded, he still got up with his blade like he was going to give it one last hurrah.
Yeah.
I mean, but of course, the dragon comes in and swipes. But he didn't care. He was, and you got it. Much respect to that, Much respect to that. I'm willing to see what's going to happen the next episode. Are people going to talk about that and then look at him?
Add to his lore,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because his lore is that motherfucker saw a crab feeder. He was like, oh, that's you over there. He done took 3 arrows. One still up here.
Yep. And not only did he kill the crab feeder, he's got his body with him to bring back as evidence to show everybody.
When they went up in that joint, and that joint ended, and he was just dragging the half a body out, like that motherfucker was dragging that shit I was like, I was like, yo, this is some real Game of Thrones shit. Because I was thinking this motherfucking crab feeder was about to be like a little nemesis, like for at least 8 episodes. They was like, nah, we don't nip this in the bud. Like
Dude, curtain call.
This was the only issue I had with the whole episode.
Oh, go ahead.
Dog, they built up the crab feeder to be like this, like Ollie said, the arch nemesis, the big villain, the super villain. Yeah, he had not one speaking role. He was on, and between the 2 episodes, he was on the screen for like 3 minutes. We don't get to see Daemon we ain't get to see banter go back and forth to see. It was like over. Like he just drags the body up, which was fire. I'm like, that's all we get? We got a whole episode on Yahoo or everywhere. They was like, who's playing the crab feeder? This is what he looks like. This is, know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, he about to be like a thorn in their back. Nah, it was
typical Game of Thrones though. That's what they do.
But that's what I said. If this was any other show, I would agree with you. I really would. I mean, I feel you because I do want some of that, at least a little bit of banter, a little bit of this, just to see what a crab feeder was like.
Like I want to hear Vince's name and talk shit to him.
Like his skin was all fucked up with the mask. I was like, it would have been some serious shit. But at the same time, I was like, yo, this is some Game of Thrones shit. Like, you think this is a character? He ain't a character. Like, we take out anybody at any time, every time.
And I understand that. I wanted that to happen. I mean, like, I don't think the crab feeder should have been the overarching villain in the whole shit. Yes, he did. He was a thorn in their side. He was messing with the Stepstones. But we didn't get to hear him say not one word.
I mean,
you make a good point. I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, you do make a good point. I mean, I think we would have all loved to see more of the crab feeder because they did build it up in episode 1, episode 2. We finally get to 3 and he gets killed off. That is just typical Game of Thrones because really Game of Thrones, the real enemy is everybody fighting for the throne. That's really what the enemy is.
Really, your enemies are your motherfuckers.
Your family, the people closest to you. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Like in this chain, living in this house.
Yeah, we got middle finger and all them other people is really the enemy. You're right. That's it.
That's always who the enemy is. It's funny. It's crazy, but I mean that's just what it is.
And what the crab feeder is just a way to bring Daemon up higher on the echelon. So his ascension just becomes better by the crab feeder. That's all the crab feeder was, is to just give him another ascension up to go against his brother, the king.
Oh yeah, they're gonna talk about it
definitely because he definitely gonna have some people riding with him now, and then on top of that, Corlys, like even when like I said, when others was trying to detract, Corlys was like, nah, I'm fucking with Daemon. So him and Corlys's house, the Valerian house, is one of the richest, oldest houses. One of the richest houses. They got all the sea. Now that they got rid of the crab feeder, they definitely own the sea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And they got Daemon. His son can ride a dragon because his mom is
Targaryen blood.
Targaryen blood. So he rides a dragon. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, we see how everything's lining up. We'll see. I mean, for real, Viserys don't have to get the Lannisters behind him if it came down to it, because he don't need somebody with some money.
He gonna need somebody.
Lannisters
money and
always pay their
soldiers.
debt. Yeah, he need money. He don't end up needing money, yo.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm really enjoying this series. Was there anything else that really happened in this episode that I can't think of? I mean, other than that, I mean, I'm loving it so far. I mean, it is a slow build, but it's still, I don't feel bored, because they are laying the groundwork, but I don't feel bored though. Go ahead, Alex.
It's funny because I was gonna say it's funny because you say it's a slow build, and it is kind of like a slow build, but a lot of shit's happened.
Yeah.
Even though it's like
the flow of the show is great.
It is slow, but a lot of shit's happened. I will say, Phenom had his criticism, which was definitely a legit criticism with the Craft Eater. Like I can't really argue against that. Yeah, I can't argue against that. I would, everybody wants to see some kind of interaction with the bad guy. You don't want to see, even though it's still kind of badass, you just dragging his body out.
Oh, it's still badass. You're right.
They could have had talked before that shit and just went black, and then him dragging the body out. You know what I mean? Like, but the only other thing I'll say is weak, per se, and it's not the actor's fault. I would say it's more the writing is because a lot of the show is political, like in the rooms of Viserys and this and that. I still want like a Tywin, either a Tywin Lannister who was just the motherfucking the dad that was super badass. Yeah, and that motherfucker had some slick shit to say too. Joffrey say some shit, he be like whatever, like boom, 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 like he just put Joffrey in his place, like some slick shit, or I like a Tywin or a Tyrion.
Tyrion.
Who was Tyrion? I said
Tyrion Lannister.
I was trying to tie.
I drink. What was his famous? What was his famous line? I drink and I know things. Yeah.
But either a Tywin type of slick, sinister motherfucker who was slick with the words, or a Tyrion who had some kind of comic relief. But was slick with the words too. That's the only thing that's missing. Like these conversations, ain't nobody really slick with the words. Like it's no wordplay where I be like like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No little stories. No Tyrion might tell you a story. When I was a kid, my slow dumbass cousin would burn up ants. Like you know what I mean? Like Tywin telling like a quick story. Like yo, fuck it. Like it is what it is.
Yeah,
we pay our debts. Like you know what I mean? Like it's. They don't have a.
You make a really good point. Because even Cersei was good with her words.
Yeah.
Yes.
It could just be the Lannister family, though.
Yeah, they were just good. Yeah.
So they don't have anybody yet as far as just like with the wordplay. Because even the Lannister family, but they had a lot of like the old lady. What's the old lady? That was
Tyrell, House of Tyrell.
House of Tyrell, the grandma.
Yeah, the grandma. Yeah,
she was slick with her shit.
She was.
Even when she was on her deathbed, she was talking shit to your boy to the Kingslayer. But like they need.
There's no English shade. That's what I like to say. English shade. There you go.
There you go, yo.
Yes.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. No English shade. Yeah, man. Put that on a T-shirt, yo.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like this needs something with the wordplay, yo. Like you know what I mean. If we don't be in these rooms talking, I enjoy learning all the backstory, learning the history, just figuring out what's going on. But have a little fun. You need somebody there talking somebody just need to talk a little shit. That's all.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, because there was a lot of shit talking in Game of Thrones. Even the bald monk guy was talking shit at times, yo.
I
forget his name.
Versailles.
Versailles or something like that. It was a lot of shit talking Game of Thrones. So yeah, they gotta bring that back.
Because even it was like it's not disrespectful, but it is disrespectful. Because he might just tell him like a little saying, like whatever, but it's like it's not. It ain't like a fuck you, but it is kind of like a fuck you. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like
Right.
Definitely.
Oh
that's
man,
what they missing.
Yeah,
but beyond that though, I'm sorry, but beyond that, I think the show's fire.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think the show's fire. If I had to rank this episode. It's like I don't want to give it so good because I know it's climbing to be better and you can't get better. But it's definitely an 8. It's a solid 8 for me. If not even 8.5, but definitely an 8.
Oh, I agree.
What do you got, Finau? Because I agree. Go ahead.
No, I agree. The only thing I said that was bad was not
enough for the craft feeder.
Not enough for the craft feeder. Other than that, it was a legit. And the thing about it is, I watched this, and it's so much. HBO's giving some shade too, because I don't know if y'all heard, like when Lord of the Rings came out, HBO released House of the Dragon on YouTube, to kind of take away from that. So it's a little. I tried to watch Lord of the Rings. 30 minutes in, I'm like, I'm out. I'll wait till next week.
Well, I don't know how Finau. I know Corey's in with the Lord of the Rings for me.
Yeah, I'm going to watch Lord of the Rings, so I'm
Even
watching it
though
right now.
I've had my doubts about it, I publicly said some shit about Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna watch the show. I know it's a different type of show. That's just how Amazon's doing TV. Just like watching Wheel of Times. Not that I've read the Wheel of Times books, but after I think watching Wheel of Times has helped set me up for Power of the Rings. Just the way the story,
the dialogue and all that stuff.
I mean, Game of Thrones is a lot more deep dive as far as like politics and such. Those shows are more upper surface level type of shows without the backroom talk. But I mean, we like the backroom talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it's done well, so I think it's just more like Game of Thrones has got like Succession vibes and all that type of shit. Like the other shows, they really ain't dealing with all the backroom talk. But that doesn't mean it can't be an enjoyable show. I mean, I watched a lot of garbage, yo. Yeah. Psych is one of my. I always tell people, Psych is one of my favorite shows all time, like all time.
Yeah, Psych was good.
Top 3. I watch.
Oh
Psych.
wow!
I watch Psych like 3. Oh, my wife makes fun
top
of me.
3. Oh my god!
I enjoy Psych.
Yo,
no, I'm not going to stand up for Psych and be like, it's some great writing. It's some great. Like I'm not.
Right.
It's what I want at the time.
I knew you liked it a lot. I didn't know it was top 3 though.
Oh, he said it before. Like Psych is a good show. It's not my top 3, but it's definitely.
I watched Psych last night. Like literally, I don't watch so many episodes over and over.
Right.
It's sad. But as it is what it is. It's like a show I like. I mean, but I'm not expecting. I know what I'm gonna get out of it, yo.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying. I like hamburgers, man. It ain't like it's eating a steak. I like a hamburger, man.
Yeah.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Well, so where do you land on this? Your number?
A solid 8. I'm with you. A solid 8. Solid 8. Right. I mean, it ain't the greatest. I mean, it's got some shit missing. And again, I'm grading this on an 8 compared to other Game of Thrones type shit. Like a lot of other TV, this might be like a 9. Mm-hmm. But on the Game of Thrones scale, I'm gonna give it an 8, and I'm not mad at all. Honestly, if they could keep up an 8 with the hype and pressure they have behind it.
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job.
I'll say that's a success.
Yeah, because I'm not even going to lie. We all know how the last season ended. I mean, with that last season period, even that last episode. So a lot of people was real on the fence with this House of Dragons, and I think they're doing an excellent job, man. They definitely have put their homework in, and like we cannot drop the ball. And so far, they're getting first downs on every play right now.
Yeah, you know what the thing about it is, they didn't make any battle scenes dark. That's how you start from the beginning, yo. Don't have one of the best battle scenes in the history of Game of Thrones, and you can't see the shit.
Can't even see nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Start from there, and then work your way up.
I think they probably heard a lot of those criticisms from people of that last season.
I still don't understand that shit at all, yo. Like,
and they didn't even go back and lighten it up. They like, you know what?
Yeah, you think they would be like, yeah, let's go fix it.
Yeah, let's re-release it and lighten it up. No, But that's no here nor there. Maybe we can do a season where we just talk about season 8 of Game of Thrones. Just get that all off our chest.
Yeah, get it off our chest. Therapy.
All off our chest. Yeah.
It's gonna be called Game of Therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, I had to do that episode from over there.
What's the tree Bran went to? What was the tree called?
The tree of knowledge.
The tree that I don't know what it was. I know Bran was the raven, I think, and
but he was at the tree too. Remember, that's where they came to kill him at the tree.
Yeah, they came to kill him at the tree. I don't know what it was called.
I don't know, but either way, we don't get on what movie was it? Old school friendship tree. We don't get into our friendship tree. You know what I'm saying? No judgment in the friendship tree. You know what I'm saying? No judgment. We don't get our friendship tree. And go ahead and go in on Game of Thrones season 8. But that's it, yo, folks. That's how you know what it is. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, as always, share, like, and subscribe. We definitely appreciate it. Game of Thrones season 1, episode 3. Them second sons is running shit. We got my man Corey Roy.
Boom, boom, there you go. Hey, man, I love this. Phenom
202. Can't wait till next week. And you know what? This show actually got me like, am I going to watch Sunday Night Football or Game of Thrones? Sunday Night Football or Game of Thrones? It's gonna be Game of Thrones, yo. This shit got to be real then, man. You got to be real
right.
then.
Yeah. I don't even know. It's gonna be close for me. It's sad. I used to be an athlete, not anymore. It's gonna be Game of Thrones for me Sunday night, 9 o'clock. We tuned in. So there it is. Again, thank you for watching, share, like, subscribe. This is it. Holla back at your boys.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.
You can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can